thank you. Oh. Thank you. That's perfect. That's perfect. Thank you. Well, it's great to be back here in New York City. I'm having a great time. I'm staying in a nice hotel not too far from here. They even put me in the honeymoon suite. Guess it was the only room available. Yeah. Staying with a nice couple from Nebraska. Yeah, getting some nice shots on this trip. Getting some nice shots. This is a great time of the year, isn't it? I was in the park today, and this girl roller skated by me. Unbelievable. She had those shorts on where, like, her buns were coming out the back, you know? Not very appealing, though. They're long shorts. Hey, you got to do what you can, you know, because life is tough. It really is. You got to make an effort. A couple months ago, I raised $37,000 for all the homeless people in America. $37,000. No, please. I'm not looking for that. Anyway, like I said, life is tough, so I kept most of that money for myself. But I made the effort. That's all I'm saying. See, sometimes we don't appreciate how lucky we are. You know, we don't realize how bad off other people have it. You know what I mean? Even in America, people complain, right? They complain about crime, education. I think the education system is great, just the way it is. There's kids in my neighborhood in Los Angeles, 7 years old, could already speak fluent Spanish. Unbelievable. And I don't know what's going on in the high schools, you know, with the students and the teachers. I saw a bumper sticker. It said, "Our child is the proud parent of his teacher's baby." What's going on? And crime now is lower than it's ever been before. Probably because all the good stuff has been stolen already. You know what I mean? I read about these two guys last year. They robbed a bank. They didn't want to be recognized, so they pulled nylon stockings over their heads, you know? Actually, these guys used pantyhose, so they had to walk really close together, you know, when they did it, but they did it. They made the effort. You know what I mean? You know what makes people violent? I've been thinking about this. It's not television or films. I think this is my theory now. I think it's alarm clocks. You know, because it wakes you up abruptly, it puts you in a bad mood. You don't want to talk to anybody, you're irritable, you're moody. You know, you should just wake up naturally. And that's when you should show up to work or school. Are you with me? I think that's fair. Oh, I'm not looking for that. They should have an alarm clock that wakes you up gradually. Let me be a human voice. You know what I mean? Come on, buddy. Get up, pal. You're looking good. You got the whole day ahead of you. Come on, buddy. Nice day. Come on, out of bed. Get out of bed. You get out of bed before I kick you out of bed. You get out of bed. Then you hit the snooze alarm. Sorry, buddy. Come on, pal. You're looking good, man. Up you go. Come on, let's go. I'm on a self-improvement kick. Yep, I'm trying to better myself. I went to the bookstore, and I asked the sales girl if she could direct me to the self-help section. She said I could, but wouldn't that be self-defeating? So I'm looking for these books for dummies. You know, they got them for everything, like, you know, golf for dummy, cooking for dummies. You know, by the way, I'm becoming a gourmet cook, learning how to cook with wine. Actually, what I do is I get drunk, then I make some rice, but still, you know, it sounds good. Come on over, I'm cooking with wine. You know, they get there, you're drunk, there's rice everywhere. Come on in. But I'm looking for a book, Computers for Dummies, because I got a computer. Everybody said, you got to get one. They're a lot of fun. So I got one, and I cannot figure out how to work this thing. They're so complicated, aren't they? I'm actually having more fun playing in the box that it came in than the computer. And that took me like an hour to figure out. Getting in the box was easy. Getting out was tough. You got to rock a little bit, you know, and then you roll out. But they have these tech support people, and they know everything. If you got a problem, hey, I got a problem. Okay, does it say non-system error disk 1065B? Yeah. It's like they're right in the room with you, you know? Okay, click on that. Now does it say error problem 589? Yeah. All right, go into your bedroom. You see those blue pants on your bed? Put those on. I'm on a strict running program. I started yesterday. I've only missed one day so far. Oh, I'm serious about it this time. I'm serious about it. I tried cross-country skiing last year. That's a tough sport. Here's a little tip if you're going to try it. Start off with a small country. And go the width, not the length. Chile's a good beginner's country because it's only like this wide. You know what the most stressful job is? I was thinking about this. You ever go to an air show? You see the guy that stands on the wing of the plane as it's flying? This guy's nuts. I mean, there's a few of them that do it, and I've seen it quite a few times. It's not as impressive anymore. But now, if a guy could stand on a helicopter blade, that'd be something right there. I just moved. That's pretty stressful. It's one of the 3 most stressful things in life. Okay, it's moving, then the death of your spouse, and then moving your dead spouse. Those 3 things right there. But I got this little fixer-upper house I bought about 5 years ago, and I haven't done anything to it like in 5 years, you know, so now it's like a little knocker-downer house. I mean, even if I had the time, I'm not good with the tools. You know, Bob Vila, remember that show? This Old House? That guy could fix anything. I would watch that and go, oh my God, you know, he's great. Now, if I had a show, it'd be called This Fat Check. Hi, welcome to the show. I'll be writing out a big fat check to my contractor. I'll be using a 3/8-inch Bic fine tip ballpoint pen. Make sure you write on something firm. And it's tough moving for me, too, because I have 3 cats. And they only allow 1 on the plane. You know, so I had to smuggle the other 2 on. Which, you know, was very stressful for me, you know, because I hate to break rules. But what I did was, and this was better, I put the cats into a balloon, swallowed them, then pooped them out later. And we'll be right back. I'm going to take a little vacation. I'm going to go to upstate New York. New York's the only state that has an upstate. Have you noticed that? Other states have applied for it, but they can't get it. You know? But I'm going to go up to Rhinebeck and the... in fact, you got a minute? Let me show you where I'm going. Maybe you can make some suggestions. The guy at the hotel was nice. He went on and on about where I should go and what I should see and all that stuff. But, you know, I felt like grabbing the map after a while and running away, but he wouldn't let it go. What, do they glue these things here? I got it. No, they always do this. You know, they look at your map. They say, okay, you want to go someplace nice? Okay, here's where you want to go. Okay. All right, well, it's not on this map. What you want to do, though, is you want to come up 287 over here. Okay? Get off at exit 5 over here. You'll see a beautiful hotel, a lake. Take the map, though, just in case you get lost. You know, they tell you that like you're going to get halfway there and ask somebody else for directions, right? Excuse me, I'm a little lost. I'm right here now. I'd like to get over here. But I'm going to go up to the Adirondacks, and I don't know exactly how far that is. These mile scales in the corner are so inaccurate. Because you have to do it with your fingers, you know, because you don't have a protractor in the car. They ought to just draw a little thumb and a finger down there like that. You know? Who's kidding who? I went to Michigan a couple weeks ago. People, are you guys from Michigan at all? People that live in Michigan, they're so proud of their state because it's shaped like a hand. And they love to show you where they are by whipping out their hand. Okay, Ann Arbor's right here now. You want to go over here. See, you don't want to come from a state that's shaped like your butt, you know? Okay, you are, well, I'll tell you what. Okay, you're right here now. You want to go this way, fast. I actually went to Greece once. Amazing how many fraternity houses they have there. Unbelievable. Had a nice little cross-country driving trip last summer. In fact, let me show you where I went on the map here. Okay, not on this map, but pretend that's Idaho. Use your imagination. All right, let me help you out. Okay, there's Idaho. Okay, what I did was I went up the coast of Idaho, up into Washington. All right. Just caught the corner of Washington, down into Oregon. A lot of mountains in Oregon. Going all through the mountains, you know. Came down into California. California was nice. I think probably, though, the nicest place I went on the whole trip was, I'm going to have to say Hawaii, which is out here. All right, not the main island, but those 2 little islands that are right off on the main island. All right? You got Maui? No, I'm sorry. Maui? And I think Nantucket might have been the other one. I'm not really sure about that. It was a great trip, although the flight out there was a little nerve-wracking. I think the pilot was a little inexperienced. We're sitting on the runway. He says, okay, folks, we're going to be taking off in a few. Whoa, here we go. You need a vacation after that. I got the whole packing technique down. Here's what I do. This might be a little good suggestion for you guys. It's gotten to the point now where I just empty the suitcase, I line the inside with Velcro, then I just toss it into the closet, whatever sticks I take with me. Went to Hawaii, I brought a sock and a scarf. That's all I needed. But what a great trip. I found this beautiful beach, too. It was like right on the water. Unbelievable. And let me tell you something. When it comes to water sports, expert. Expert. Not bragging, just expert. I rented a, oh jeez, what do you call them? Not a jet ski. I want to say lemon meringue, but that's way off. Catamaran. And you should have seen me tic-tacking around the ocean with a steering stick in my hand, you know? I got way offshore, not a good judge on distance, maybe, I don't know, 830 miles. And the wind died down. I didn't panic or anything, just hung my feet over the side of the boat and catching some rays, you know? And I looked down just in time, scared me to death. This close to my feet, there's a, God, what do you call them? Oh, jeez. What do they call them? Not a jellyfish. I want to say set of hooters, but that's way off. Barracuda. Barracuda? This close to my feet, scared me to death. But there's a lot of nice things to do out there. Well, watching that was fun. Captain even let me steer the ship. I liked that. Wasn't crazy about sitting on his lap, but I did all right. Bought a watch off of some guy on 6th Avenue, a Rolex, a fake Rolex watch. They look so real. It's unbelievable. Like, and they're cheap, like $20. And they are cheap. I had it for like 2 days, and the R and the X fell off of it. It became an Olay watch. Then I got this cheap underwater diving watch. It was like $37. Goes down to 3 feet. You know, which is plenty for washing dishes and stuff, you know? Because I don't scuba dive. But people don't know that. You know, they see me walking down the street, they see the watch. Hey, that guy must scuba dive. Hey, maybe I do, maybe I don't. I'd wear the tanks if they weren't so heavy, you know? And the flippers? Yeah, maybe I do, maybe I don't. Actually, you know, I don't need flippers. Look at this. Size 14. Which doesn't mean anything, by the way. Maybe I do, maybe I don't. I don't scuba dive because one time I was swimming off of California on the ocean side. And I got home that night, and I turned the news on, and I heard they caught a great white shark in the exact same area I was swimming that day. A pregnant great white shark, which I had nothing to do with. But, you know, still, it scares you a little bit. But you know what they say? You don't have to swim faster than the shark. You just have to swim faster than the person you're with. That's what friends are for. And we'll be right back. I got married last, I'm guessing, 10 years ago. Because I finally met that Miss Right, you know, Miss Always Right. And marriage is great. It'll calm you down. That and neutering, those two things right there. You know? But I was afraid I wasn't going to meet her. I was getting older, and it was hard to meet someone that was set in my ways. You know what I mean? But I finally met her at a costume party. She came as a Slinky. That was her outfit, you know. But I remember the first time I saw her. Oh, she was coming down the stairs. You know? Unbelievable. She was great. She was like taking 2 at a time. And we got to talking, and it turns out that she works as a stunt woman in Hollywood, which was very convenient for me. You know, like after a date when I went to drop her off, didn't have to stop the car or anything. Right by the house, and she was gone. You know what's hard about dating? It's unfair. You know, when you're on a date, like, you know the girl that comes around with a basket of roses? You really feel like you're on the spot to get one for your date, and they're so expensive. It's like $8 each. And what if you don't like the girl you're with, you know? I mean, you never see a guy coming through like a bucket of tools. Hey, you want to buy a wrench for your date, ma'am? I think it's unfair, that's all. I remember the first date I ever went out on. It was in high school. Her name was Marguerite. And she's kind of heavy-set girl. Nice girl. I'm not a good judge on weight. I'd say probably about 915 pounds. Well, I took her out on one date. We went out for a dinner and a movie and a dinner. And oh, it was a good time. It was a good time. But I got her home late, and her father was waiting up in the doorway, and he was looking through the peephole. Sometimes you could tell when someone's looking through the peephole, you know? With him, it was pretty easy. It was like an all-glass door, and then a peephole. You know? Not a very good investment, you know? But I never saw her again after that. See, my father never gets mad at me. He controls his temper. He would just slowly count to 100. Then he'd lift my head up out of the water. Then everything was okay. They have female condoms now. Have you heard about this? Apparently it prevents pregnancy by fitting snugly over the woman's wine glass. How about that? Abortion's a touchy subject. Nobody likes to talk about that. Who knows what's right or wrong? I think the big question is, when does life actually begin? Now, what worries me is a lot of people say life begins at 40. Ooh. You got to draw the line somewhere, you know? My friend's having a baby. She's having C-section. I don't know if those are good seats or how far back they are, but you know, you gotta take what you can get, I guess, you know? They could tell what the sex of the baby's gonna be before it's even born. How cool is that? Of course, the only problem now is finding out what the sex of the baby's gonna be later on in life, you know? You know, it's amazing how women can get what they want from men. I went on a trip with my wife and two of her girlfriends last summer, and I was just observing, and it's just amazing. They go through 3 stages. It's sexy, then the little girl, and then bitchy. I was at the airline counter, and I was just watching them work, and it was, you know, they worked it so well. It's like, hi, listen, we just missed our flight, and wow, you have nice eyes. The blue? Yeah. Listen, we were wondering if maybe we can get upgraded to the Concorde. No? Well, then how are we going to get back from where we came from? You know? You don't think maybe there's no way we can do it? No? Well, Jesus, what the hell is wrong with you damn people? Every time I turn around, you're pulling some stunt like this. It's true. But you know, everybody manipulates everybody. That's the way it is. I used to be in advertising, and that was real deceptive, the way they manipulate people to get them to buy things, you know. But this is a lot more fun doing this kind of work, big bucks, because it's a better lifestyle. You know what I mean? Earlier tonight, I had dinner at this very fancy restaurant, Hooters. I forget the name of it, but I want to tell you, I was very impressed, Cleavage. I mean, just, you know, first class all the way. A lot of people don't know this, but New York has so much cultural and historical diversity, strip clubs. You know, I was talking to, no, serious, I was talking to a friend of mine earlier this week, lap dance, and we were just talking about how fresh the air smells, vomit. You know, I don't know if it's that time of the year or what, but just walking around, it's just nice. You know, I went out to Queens. I don't care what you say about people in Queens. I think they're very sophisticated white trash. I don't know what they do for a living. No, I think so. I don't know what they do for a living out there, slumlords, but I think that they're very, very successful drug dealers, and that's a good sign. You know what I mean? Like I said, I live in Los Angeles now. I live in a very ritzy neighborhood, trailer park, and you know, I think it's true what they say about people in Los Angeles. They are in really, really great shape, boob jobs. I don't know if it's from, you know, exercising, liposuction, or what, but man, just healthy looking, great looking, soft skin, leather, and just an overall healthy attitude, Prozac. I think that's a nice sign. I love the big cities because I'm a people watcher, Peeping Tom. That's what I do. You know, I like to, I like watching people. And you can tell a lot about somebody by their appearance, you know? Like, take this guy, for example, pervert. I don't know him at all, you know? But seems like a nice guy, obviously making a fashion statement, Kmart, and that's good, you know? And you can tell just by looking at him, he's got a lot of self-pride, cheap bastard, and that's good, you know? Not only self-pride, but he's got a pretty good handle on things, hungover. It's just the way I see people, you know? And the same with this guy over here, Stalker. I don't know him from Adam either, but obviously a wonderful person, cross-dresser, and, you know, that's commendable. You deserve a lot of credit, Big Wedgie. I just like looking at people. You meet a lot of people doing this. That's the fun thing. I was talking to these 3 ladies earlier tonight, hookers, and we thought maybe after the show, you know, go out and get some coffee and just talk hot sex. Because, ladies and gentlemen, I'm a people person, Jeffrey Dahmer. That's what I do, you know? Standing ovation. Well, listen, you had a great time. I was very funny. Thank you very much.